Hey everyone, welcome back to Jurassic Collectibles and what is probably the most exciting Hammond Collection review to start 2025. This is the Hammond Collection Allosaurus, and as you can see there, this really pops on the packaging. I feel like they've done something different with the packaging where there's like a gloss coating on the image that looks really good. You can see the Allosaurus in the packaging there. Notoriously, the glass eye not looking particularly great in the packaging itself. The Hammond Collection logo and all of the usual branding. Some really great shots of the Allosaurus on the back. I really like this one where it's like squatting down. It looks really, really cool. And you can see in the aftermath of the events at the Lockwood estate, a camping trip goes awry when a family must protect themselves from the fierce Allosaurus. As the confrontation escalates, the delicate balance of coexistence is dangerously tested. That's quite cool. You can see we have got some of the other figures in the assortment, namely Ghost, the Triceratops and the Scutosaurus, and on the side of the packaging a gorgeous render of the Allo complete with the Battle at Big Rock logo. So the first ever Hammond Collection figure to feature that Baba logo. I don't know why I abbreviated it to Baba there, but there we go. So we can open this up, pull this figure out, and immediately I think this looks phenomenal. I think the metallic bluish colour scheme that they've chosen for the body here looks so good. I wasn't really anticipating what it would look like in person, but I think this looks phenomenal. Man, I am so excited to have this in hand. This was kind of one of those ones where I don't necessarily think many of us were expecting the Allo so soon. So when it was revealed on Beyond the Gates, it was really cool to see that actually we were going to be getting it a lot sooner than we anticipated. Just cutting free all of those bits and pieces to get this figure out. And we will get the tail out quickly as well. Again, the rubber tail we've come to know and expect for these toys. Really nice, beefy, heavy feeling tail. Wow, that is heavy. We will get rid of this packaging. Get rid of these rubber bits and pieces. I have already noticed a slight QC issue which we will touch on. Let's just get this into the figure. Wow, okay. Nice, this is a cool toy. Wow, okay, right, let's try and get him into a position where he can stand for the review, or lean forward in that case. So here we have got the Allosaurus, and man, this looks, at first glance, this looks incredible. One thing I will say I'm noticing right off the bat is that the merge here between the paint on the tail and the paint of the body isn't quite right. You can see it kind of is quite sudden in terms of the colour transition, and that's something that I know a lot of collectors have seen across some of the toys. The same here actually with this arm just here. The metallic blue doesn't quite look right on there, but then obviously if I was to put that to the other way, it's not going to be right anatomically. So some slightly weird colour transitions on this figure, but boy oh boy is this a good looking Allo. Let's just look at that head sculpt, and I'm going to bring my light down a bit in an attempt to get some light into the eye. We'll see if this works. There we go, so you can kind of make that out if I darken us for a second. Yeah, this is going to be quite tricky to film, guys, but if we bring the light away a bit, there we go, that's kind of hitting the eye. You can see that's quite nice. There's a lot of really detailed paint apps on here, lots of almost veinature going through all of the skin just here. It almost has Vanic-like qualities to it. We have then got the claws, which are painted, which is always great to see on these Hammond Collection figures. We've got loads of sculpt work throughout this figure. You can see in the body there's just loads of folds and creases which look really, really good. You've got almost knee pads in a way, which is quite interesting. And then the painted claws as well, which look phenomenal. Really, really nice detail just there. We do have a slight bit of chipping just on that claw there, but that's fine, it's the underside. The back, you've got the spined ridge just there, as you would expect, going all the way up into the figure's head. And the head itself, it has got those crests that you would expect. Again, looks better from certain angles when the light's on it than other angles, I would say. And then coming into the tail is, again, your usual kind of rubber tail. So the paint slowly blurs down into the tan colour at the end, but that looks really nice. There is a lot of texture work throughout that. If we try and just get this into more of a neutral position, I want to see what it looks like. I'm kind of struggling with the feet a little bit on this one. There we go. So that is more of a neutral position for the animal if we get its head tilted forward. I think that looks really nice. I think the tail, when you get it out the box, has got a bit of a bend in it, so you are going to need to wrestle with that a little bit to kind of sort it out. But overall, the paint scheme on this figure is just phenomenal. I really think that Mattel have hit their stride with the Hammond collection. I do think some elements of paint blur on this in terms of the merging of different paint layers don't work as effectively. It does look a little bit messy around some of the heads and also the arms in particular. But I think all in all, this is a really, really good addition to the Hammond collection. You know, this is essentially the figure to go with the Carnotaurus, and it looks really, really cool in that capacity. So articulation, we've got the legs that go in and out, we've got joints at the knees, as you can see just there. You have two joints in the ankles, so one up here and one at the foot itself that is like a ball hinge. You've got, like I say, the bendable tail, so the tail will just bend whatever direction you want it in, and then it mounts at a ball joint. You've got the ball jointed arms, ball jointed elbows, and ball jointed wrists, so you can get plenty of articulation out of that figure. The neck joint will go really far down, which is really nice, and will come back up. That feels like it's on a ball that's enclosed within the body of the animal. You've got a nice kind of rocker motion at the neck. The neck can look up, can look down. You can kind of see just here the seam for the neck, so you're not going to get a massive range of motion from it. You have to really use both joints there to your advantage to get that full range of motion. But when you use both, you can make the creature look left and right, as you can see there, which is quite nice. Obviously, the jaws, like on all the Hammond Collection figures, open. This is, however, the first Hammond Collection figure to have separate rubber jaws, or rubber teeth even, and they look phenomenal in there. I think this is the first one. Maybe they've done it before. Maybe they did it with Carno and Giga. I feel like they did, actually. But anyway, they work really well here. They look phenomenal, so very happy to see that continuing, as you can see just there. And yeah, all in all, the Allosaurus is a really welcome addition to the Hammond Collection. I wasn't necessarily expecting us to get an Allosaurus so soon, but I'm really glad that we have. I think it's a really cool dinosaur. Obviously, Battle at Big Rock is such a special piece of Jurassic media, so it's really, really cool to see something in the line that reflects that short. And obviously, this dinosaur is very prevalent in Chaos Theory as well, so it's cool to have it in such close lockstep to the rollout of toys from that show as well. So do let me know what you think of the Hammond Collection not the Carnotaurus, the Allosaurus in the comments below. Make sure to like, favourite and subscribe, and until the next video guys, take care and have a great week.